My name is Maria. I am 32 years old. This is my story. This is the story of how my life fell apart and how I built it again, stronger than before. 10 years ago, I met a man named David. He was handsome and kind. He had dark hair and bright eyes. When he smiled, the whole world seemed brighter. We met at a coffee shop. I was reading a book. He came to my table and said, "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" I looked up. Our eyes met. Something happened in that moment. Something magical. "No," I said. "Please sit down." We talked for hours. He told me about his work. He was a businessman. He traveled a lot. He told me about his dreams. He wanted to build a successful company. He wanted a family. He wanted a beautiful life. I told him about my dreams too. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to help children learn. I wanted to make a difference in the world. "You have a beautiful heart," he said. I felt myself falling in love. It happened so fast. Too fast, maybe. We dated for 1 year. Every day was wonderful. He brought me flowers. He took me to nice restaurants. He held my hand and told me I was beautiful. Then one evening he took me to the beach. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. He got down on one knee. "Maria," he said, "will you marry me?" Tears came to my eyes. "Yes," I said. "Yes, yes, yes." We got married 6 months later. The wedding was beautiful. My family came. His family came. Everyone was happy. Everyone smiled and danced. I wore a white dress. David wore a black suit. When we said our vows, I believed every word. "I promise to love you forever," he said. "I promise to stand by you always," I said. We meant it. At least I thought we did. The first 3 years of marriage were happy. We bought a small house in the suburbs. It was not big, but it was ours. We painted the walls together. We chose furniture together. We planted flowers in the garden. I got a job at a local school. I taught 2nd grade. The children were wonderful. Every day I came home with stories about what they said and did. David's business was growing. He worked hard, very hard, sometimes too hard. "I am doing this for us," he would say. "I want to give you everything." "I don't need everything," I would tell him. "I just need you." But he kept working more and more. He came home late. He traveled for business trips. He was always tired. Still, we were happy. Or I thought we were. After 3 years, I got pregnant. We were so excited. David held me and cried tears of joy. "We are going to have a baby," he whispered. "I am going to be a father." Those 9 months were beautiful. David was more present. He came home earlier. He rubbed my feet when they hurt. He talked to my belly every night. "Hello, little one," he would say. "This is your daddy. I love you so much already." Our daughter was born on a sunny day in May. We named her Sophie. She had tiny fingers and tiny toes. She had David's eyes and my smile. When I held her for the first time, I thought my heart would burst with love. "Look what we made," David said, tears streaming down his face. "She is perfect." For a while, everything was perfect. But then, slowly, things began to change. David went back to work when Sophie was just 2 weeks old. "I have to," he said. "The business needs me." "We need you too," I said. "I know, but this is temporary. Once the company is more stable, I will have more time." Months passed, then years. The time never came. I stayed home with Sophie. I quit my teaching job. I wanted to be with my daughter. I wanted to give her everything. But I was lonely. David was never home. He worked late every night. He traveled every week. Sometimes he was gone for days. When he was home, he was distant. He looked at his phone during dinner. He fell asleep on the couch. He did not ask about my day. David, I said one night, we need to talk. Not now, Maria. I am tired. You are always tired. We never talk anymore. What do you want me to say? I am working hard for this family. I want you to be present. I want you to see us. Really see us. He sighed. I am doing my best, but his best did not feel like enough. Sophie was growing. She learned to walk. She learned to talk. She started asking, where is Daddy? Daddy is at work, I would say. He will be home soon, but soon never came fast enough. I tried to be understanding. I tried to be patient. I knew David was working hard. I knew he was stressed. But I was stressed too. I was raising our daughter alone. I was managing the house alone. I was lonely in my own marriage. When Sophie was 3 years old, I noticed something strange. David started working even later. He traveled more. When he came home, he smelled different. Like perfume. Not my perfume. Someone else's perfume. Why do you smell like perfume? I asked one night. What? I don't know. Maybe from someone at the office. What's someone? Maria, don't start this. I am too tired for your jealousy. I am not jealous. I am concerned. There is nothing to be concerned about. But I was concerned. Something felt wrong. I tried to ignore the feeling. I tried to trust him. He was my husband, the father of my child. He would not hurt me, right? Then one day, I found a receipt in his jacket pocket. I was doing laundry. The receipt fell out. It was from an expensive restaurant, a place we had never been together. The date was from last week, when he said he was working late. My hands shook as I held the receipt. 2 dinners. 2 glasses of wine. Who was he with? When David came home, I showed him the receipt. Who were you with? I asked. My voice was shaking. It was a business dinner. With a client. What client? Maria, I don't remember. I have a lot of clients. You took a client to a romantic restaurant? It is not romantic. It is just a restaurant. David, please. Just tell me the truth. I am telling you the truth. His voice was loud. Angry. Why don't you trust me? Because you are lying to me. We fought that night. Our first real fight. It was terrible. We said things we should not have said. Hurtful things. Sophie hurt us. She started crying. I went to her room and held her. It is okay, baby, I whispered. Mommy and Daddy are just talking. But it was not okay. Nothing was okay. The next few months were difficult. David and I barely spoke. We moved around each other like strangers. The house that once felt full of love now felt cold and empty. I tried to focus on Sophie. She was my light, my reason to smile. She was starting preschool. She was making friends. She was happy. At least one of us was happy. Then one evening, everything changed. David came home early. He looked terrible. His face was pale. His eyes were red. Maria, he said, we need to talk. My heart stopped. I knew. Somehow, I knew what he was going to say. Sit down, he said. We sat on the couch. The same couch where we used to cuddle and watch movies. Now we sat on opposite ends, like enemies. I don't know how to say this, he began. His voice was shaking. Just say it, I whispered. I met someone. At work. Her name is Catherine. We have been seeing each other for 6 months. The words hit me like a punch. I could not breathe. The room was spinning. You are having an affair? My voice did not sound like my own. I am sorry. I did not mean for it to happen. It just happened. Things don't just happen, David. You made a choice. You chose to betray me. To betray our family. Tears were running down my face. I felt like I was dying. I know. I am so sorry. Are you still seeing her? He did not answer. He just looked down. David, are you still seeing her? Yes. That word. That one word destroyed everything.
Get out, I said.
Maria, get out. Get out of this house right now. He stood up. He looked at me with sad eyes. I am sorry, he said again. Sorry does not fix this. He left. I heard the door close. I heard his car drive away. Then I collapsed on the floor and cried. I cried until I had no tears left. I cried until my body hurt. I cried until Sophie came downstairs in her pajamas. Mommy, why are you crying? I wiped my eyes. I picked her up. I held her close. Mommy is just sad, sweetheart. But I will be okay. I had to be okay. For her. The next few weeks were the hardest of my life. David moved out. He got an apartment. He came to see Sophie every weekend. But things were different now. Sophie kept asking, why doesn't Daddy live with us anymore? Daddy and Mommy need some time apart, I told her. What else could I say? How do you explain betrayal to a 3-year-old? I filed for divorce. I did not want to, but I had to. I could not stay married to someone who chose someone else over me. David did not fight the divorce. He signed the papers. He agreed to everything. The house, custody, child support. I know I hurt you, he said. I know I destroyed everything. I am so sorry, Maria. Sorry does not change anything, I said. You made your choice. The divorce was final 6 months later. Just like that, 10 years together were over. 10 years of memories, of dreams, of building a life.
Gone.
I felt lost, empty, broken.
Who was I now?
I was not David's wife anymore. I was a single mother, a divorced woman. I was starting over at 32 years old. Another woman. 2 months after our divorce was final, I heard the news. My friend Rachel called me. Maria, she said, her voice gentle, I need to tell you something. I don't want you to hear it from someone else. What is it? David is getting married again. To Catherine. The words did not make sense at first. Married? Already?
What?
We just got divorced 2 months ago. I know. I am so sorry. I thought you should know. After I hung up, I felt numb. Her husband married another woman. My husband. My David. The man who promised to love me forever was marrying someone else. How could he move on so fast? Did our marriage mean nothing? Did I mean nothing? The wedding was small, I heard. Just close family and friends. They got married in a church. The same church where David and I had gotten married. That hurt the most. He took her to our church. He said vows to her in the same place where he had promised to love only me. When Sophie came back from visiting David that weekend, she was confused. Mommy, Daddy has a new friend. Her name is Catherine. She is very nice. My heart broke. That is good, sweetheart. She gave me a present.
A doll.
Do you want to see? Maybe later, baby. I went to my bedroom and cried. Again. I was so tired of crying.
But this was my reality now.
David had moved on. He had a new wife. A new life. And I was here alone trying to pick up the pieces. The next year was very difficult. I struggled with everything. With money. With loneliness. With raising Sophie alone. David sent child support, but it was not enough. The house needed repairs. The car broke down. Bills kept coming. I had to go back to work. I got a job at a different school. It was hard to leave Sophie every day. She was only 4 years old. She needed her mother. But I needed to work. I needed money. I needed to survive. Some days, I was so tired I could barely stand. I woke up early. I got Sophie ready for preschool. I dropped her off. I went to work.
I taught all day.
I picked up Sophie. I made dinner. I gave her a bath. I read her stories. I put her to bed. Then I collapsed on my bed, exhausted. And I did it all again the next day. And the next day. And the next day. I had no time for myself. No time to rest. No time to heal. I was angry. Angry at David for leaving. Angry at Catherine for taking him. Angry at the world for being so unfair. Some nights, I looked at pictures from our wedding. David and I, young and happy, full of hope. I wondered where that couple went. I wondered how love could die. I felt like a failure. My marriage failed. My family broke apart. I could not give Sophie the life I wanted for her. I felt ugly.
Old.
Unwanted. If David could replace me so easily, maybe I was not worth keeping.
These thoughts haunted me.
They made me sad and bitter. One night, everything became too much. Sophie was sick. She had a fever. I had to miss work. I could not afford to miss work, but I had to stay home with her. The school called. My car insurance was due. The electricity bill was late. Everything was falling apart. I sat on my kitchen floor and broke down. I cried and cried. I felt like I was drowning. I cannot do this, I sobbed. I cannot do this anymore. Then I felt small arms around me. Sophie was hugging me. Don't cry, Mommy, she said. I love you. Those 3 words. I love you. That is when something changed inside me. I looked at my beautiful daughter. Her sweet face. Her worried eyes.
She needed me.
She needed me to be strong. I could not give up. I could not break.
Not now.
Not ever. I love you too, baby, I said, hugging her tight. Mommy's okay. I am just tired. You can sleep, Mommy. I will take care of you. That made me smile. My 4-year-old daughter wanted to take care of me. In that moment, I realized something important. I was not alone. I had Sophie.
And Sophie had me.
We had each other. That was enough. That had to be enough. After that night, I decided to change. I could not change what happened to me. I could not change David's choices. But I could change how I responded. I stopped looking at old pictures. I stopped thinking about the past. I stopped being angry. Being angry was exhausting. It was not hurting David.
It was only hurting me.
I started taking care of myself. I went for walks. I ate better. I started reading again. I called old friends. I laughed more. Slowly, very slowly, I started to feel better. I also started seeing a counselor. Her name was Dr. Sarah. She was kind and wise. You have been through trauma, she said. Betrayal is trauma. Divorce is trauma. You need to grieve. I have been grieving, I said. No, you have been surviving. That is different. Now you need to truly grieve. You need to feel your feelings. Then you need to let them go. So I did. I let myself feel everything. The sadness, the anger, the disappointment, the loss. And then little by little I let it go. Dr. Sarah taught me something important. Your worth is not determined by someone else's ability to see it. David's choice to leave says nothing about you. It says everything about him. Those words changed me. I had been thinking that David left because I was not enough. Not pretty enough. Not interesting enough. Not good enough. But that was not true. David left because he was broken.
Not me.
I started to see myself differently. I was not a failure. I was a survivor. I was strong. I was brave. I was raising a beautiful daughter alone. That was not failure. That was success. Sophie started kindergarten. She was growing so fast. She was smart and funny and kind. She was the best thing I ever made. At school, I met other single mothers. Women who understood my struggle. We became friends. We helped each other. We watched each other's children. We shared meals. We talked late into the night. I was not alone anymore. I had a community. One of these women was named Lisa. She became my best friend. She had been divorced for 3 years. It gets easier, she told me. I promise. One day, you will wake up and realize you are happy again. I don't believe that, I said. Trust me. I have been where you are. The pain does not last forever. She was right. One morning, almost 2 years after the divorce, I woke up and felt different. Lighter. Happier. I got up and made coffee. I watched the sunrise through my kitchen window. The sky was beautiful. Pink and gold and orange. Sophie came downstairs in her pajamas. Good morning, Mommy. Good morning, sweetheart. She climbed into my lap. We sat together and watched the sunrise. Mommy? Yes, baby. Are you happy? I thought about her question.
Was I happy? Yes.
I was. Despite everything. Despite the betrayal. Despite the divorce. Despite the struggle. I was happy. Yes, I said. I am happy. And I meant it. Before we start, we'd love for you to watch the story carefully and, at the end, rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your opinion helps us understand what kind of stories you enjoy and guides us to create even better content for you. One day, I ran into David at the grocery store. I had not seen him in months. He picked up Sophie from my house, but I always stayed inside. Now here he was standing in the produce section. He looked different. Older. Tired. He saw me and hesitated. Maria, he said. Hi. Hi, David. We stood there awkwardly. So much history between us. So much pain. How are you? He asked. I am good. Really good. He looked surprised. That is great. You look happy. I am. And Sophie. She is wonderful. Growing like a weed. He nodded. Catherine and we are having problems. I did not know what to say.
Part of me wanted to feel happy about that.
Part of me just felt sad. I am sorry to hear that, I said. I made a mistake, he said quietly. Leaving you. Leaving Sophie. I threw away everything for nothing. I looked at him. The man I once loved. The man who broke my heart. You did make a mistake, I said. But you cannot undo it. You have to live with your choices. I know. I want you to know that I am sorry. Truly sorry. I know you are, David. And I forgive you. His eyes widened. You do?
Yes.
Not for you.
For me.
I forgive you because holding on to anger was killing me. I forgive you because I deserve peace. Tears filled his eyes. Thank you. I hope you find happiness, David. I really do. But not with me. That chapter is closed. I walked away. I did not look back. And I felt free. Finally, truly free. That night, after Sophie went to bed, I sat down and thought about my journey. 3 years ago, my life fell apart. My husband left me for another woman. Her husband married another woman. Those words once destroyed me.
But now?
Now they were just words. Just a part of my story. Not the end of my story. Just one chapter. I learned so much from this experience. Hard, painful lessons. I learned that love is not enough. Love needs respect. It needs honesty. It needs commitment. Without these things, love dies. I learned that betrayal says more about the betrayer than the betrayed. David's choice to cheat was about his brokenness, not my worthlessness. I learned that I am stronger than I thought. I survived something I thought would kill me. I raised my daughter alone. I built a new life. I found happiness again. I learned to forgive. Not because David deserved forgiveness, but because I deserved peace. I learned that happiness comes from within. For years, I looked to David for happiness. When he left, I thought happiness left too. But I was wrong. Happiness was inside me all along. I just had to find it. I learned that endings are also beginnings. When my marriage ended, my new life began. A better life. A life where I am whole on my own. A life where I do not need someone else to complete me. Most importantly, I learned that I am enough. Just as I am. I do not need a man to validate me. I do not need marriage to define me. I am Maria. I am a mother. I am a teacher. I am a friend. I am a survivor. And I am enough. As Sophie got older, she started asking more questions. Mommy, why did Daddy leave us?
How do you answer that?
How do you explain adult problems to a child? Sometimes adults make mistakes, I said. Daddy made a mistake. But he still loves you very much. Did he stop loving you? I think Daddy got confused about what love means. Real love is patient and kind. Real love does not give up. Daddy forgot that. Do you still love Daddy? I thought carefully. I will always care about Daddy because he gave me you. But no, I do not love him the way I did before. And that is okay. Sometimes love changes. Are you sad? Sometimes. But mostly I am happy. Because I have you. And you are the best thing in my whole life. She hugged me. You are the best thing in my life too, Mommy. Children are resilient. Sophie adapted. Yes, she was sad sometimes. Yes, she wished her parents were together. But she was okay. She was loved.
By me.
By David. By her grandparents. By her friends. She was going to be okay. 3 years after the divorce, I did something brave. I went on a date. His name was Michael. He was a teacher at my school. He was kind and funny. He had asked me out 3 times before I finally said yes. I was terrified. What if I got hurt again? What if I was not ready? But I went. We had dinner. We talked and laughed. It was nice.
Easy.
Comfortable. When he walked me to my car, he said, I had a wonderful time. Can I see you again? I smiled.
Yes.
I would like that. I did not know if Michael was my future. Maybe he was. Maybe he was not. But that was okay. I was open to possibilities now. I was ready to live again. Really live. I was also doing well at work. I got a promotion. I was now the head of the English department. I was making more money. Things were getting easier financially. Sophie was thriving. She was 7 years old now. She was smart and confident. She had friends. She loved school.
She was happy.
Every night, I tucked her into bed and told her, You are loved. You are special. You are enough. I wanted her to know these things. I wanted her to grow up strong and confident. I wanted her to never doubt her worth. Now, 5 years after the divorce, I can truly say I am happy. I am 37 years old. I am a single mother. I am a teacher. I am a friend. I am a survivor. My life did not turn out the way I planned. I thought I would be married forever. I thought David and I would grow old together. I thought we would watch Sophie graduate, get married, have children of her own. But life had different plans. And you know what? That is okay. Because this life, this unexpected life, is beautiful in its own way. I am independent. I am strong. I am happy.
I do not need anyone to complete me.
I am whole on my own. Sophie is amazing. She is kind and smart and brave. She is not damaged by the divorce. She is resilient. She knows she is loved. Yes, I still have hard days. Days when I am tired. Days when I am lonely. Days when I wish things were different. But those days are fewer now. And when they come, I know how to handle them. I call a friend. I go for a walk. I write in my journal. I remind myself how far I have come. I heard that David and Catherine divorced last year. I felt sad when I heard.
Not for me. For them.
For the pain they must be feeling. David called me and told me himself.
You were right, he said.
I threw away something real for something fake. I am sorry, Maria. For everything. I know, I said. I hope you find peace, David. Have you found it? Peace. Yes, I said. I have. And I had. I truly had. So, what is the lesson of my story? The lesson is this. Your worth is not determined by someone else's actions. When David left me, I thought I was worthless. I thought I was not enough. But I was wrong. David's inability to honor his vows said nothing about me. It said everything about him. The lesson is this. You are stronger than you think. When my marriage ended, I thought I would die. I thought I could not survive the pain. But I did. And I am stronger for it. The lesson is this. Happiness comes from within. For years, I looked outside myself for happiness. First to David, then to the idea of finding someone new. But true happiness comes from within, from knowing who you are, from loving yourself, from being content with your own company. The lesson is this. Forgiveness is freedom. When I forgave David, I did not do it for him. I did it for me. Holding on to anger and resentment was like drinking poison and expecting him to die. Forgiveness set me free. The lesson is this. Endings are beginnings. When one door closes, another opens. When my marriage ended, I thought my life was over. But it was not over. It was just beginning. A new chapter. A better chapter. The lesson is this. You are enough.
Just as you are.
You do not need a partner to complete you. You are already complete. A partner should add to your life, not define it. These lessons were painful to learn. I would not wish this journey on anyone, but I am grateful for it, because it made me who I am today. Stronger, wiser, happier,
Free.
Today, Sophie is 8 years old. She is in 3rd grade. She loves reading and art. She wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up. Michael and I are still together. It has been 2 years.
He is good to me.
He is good to Sophie. He is patient and kind. He does not try to replace David. He just adds to our lives in a beautiful way. I do not know if we will get married. Maybe. Maybe not. I am not in a hurry. I am content where I am. I still teach. I love my job. I love my students. I love making a difference in young lives. I have good friends. I have a community. I have support. My relationship with David is civil now. We co-parent Sophie well. We both love her. We both want the best for her. That is enough. I have my own house still. The house David and I bought together. At first, I wanted to sell it. Too many memories. But then I realized something. This house is not about David. This house is mine. I paid for it. I maintained it. I made it a home. This is my house.
My space. My sanctuary.
I have dreams for the future. I want to travel with Sophie. I want to show her the world. I want to write a book someday. I want to keep growing and learning. But mostly, I just want to be present. To enjoy each day. To appreciate the small things. Morning coffee. Sophie's laughter. Sunset walks. Good conversations with friends. These are the things that matter. These are the things that make life beautiful. Sometimes I think about the Maria from 5 years ago. The Maria who was broken and lost. The Maria who thought her life was over. If I could go back and talk to her, this is what I would say. Dear Maria, I know you are in pain right now. I know you think this pain will never end.
But it will.
I promise. The pain will fade. The tears will stop. The healing will come. Right now, you cannot see past this darkness. But there is light ahead. So much light. You are going to survive this. More than survive. You are going to thrive. You are going to discover strength you did not know you had. You are going to build a beautiful life. A life you love. A life that is truly yours. Yes, David left. Yes, he married another woman. Yes, he broke your heart. But his leaving was the best thing that ever happened to you, because it forced you to find yourself. The real you. The strong you. The you that does not need anyone else to be complete. So cry.
Grieve.
Feel your feelings. But do not give up. Do not lose hope. Better days are coming. I promise. I am living proof. With love, your future self. The end, a new beginning. This is my story. The story of how my husband left me and married another woman. The story of how my life fell apart. But it is also the story of how I survived. How I healed. How I thrived. Her husband married another woman. Yes, that is true. That happened to me. But that is not the end of my story. That is just the middle. The end of my story is this. I am happy. I am whole. I am free. And if you are reading this, if you are going through something similar, please know this. You will survive. You will heal. You will be happy again. The pain you feel right now is not permanent. The tears will stop. The healing will come. You are stronger than you know. You are braver than you think. You are more resilient than you can imagine. And most importantly, you are enough. Just as you are. Your worth is not determined by someone else's choice to stay or leave. Your value is inherent. You are valuable simply because you exist. So, do not give up. Do not lose hope. Better days are coming. I promise. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.